Hi guys, this is a very quick video, won't be more than 5 minutes I don't think. I just basically want to clarify a couple of things I said yesterday in my part 2 video. I was sort of commenting on about the accuracy of the book because it's because it's all based on CAD images, which is only as good as the interpretation of the person that puts the information in the computer, which is obviously all correct. And then some comments have come, and I've had an email and everything. It would appear that this is no longer top secret. The information is out there, and basically that's where the information was gleaned from, was any available information, and this is what's been come up with. Now, I commented that the shape of these beams seemed a little unusual, and it was commented back to me that actually they were made of cast or forged aluminium, or aluminum if you're in the States. This frame here was all fabricated steel, and basically, yeah, these were cast or forged aluminium. Very much like, if you look at on the Lancaster, you've got the main landing gear supports that go up behind the inboard engines. Basically, the inboard engines kind of hang off them, if you like, or they mount to the bulkhead that the engine hangs off. They look very similar to that, so they probably contracted the same people to make those. So I said I thought they were beams with fabricated airfoil sections over them. It looks like I could have been wrong. Another comment I made was I thought this was a bit suspicious. This here, where the actual hinge goes up into the wing, and you kind of think, why would they have done that? Well, reason being, if you look here, you've got this beam down the side of the fuselage, and on the model you can see it here. You've got this molded on beam, and that actually corresponds with the edge of the bomb bay floor. So that would have been like the longitudinal main structure, if you like, of the fuselage, the main floor, and then all the ribs would have come off of that and everything. So basically this here was actually the strongest part to hang these beams off, and obviously they're hinged because they spread out to drop the bomb. If you get this book, you can read all about it. And you can see again in this picture here how these things actually are hinged onto the beam, and they pivot out. So basically, I remember I said yesterday I had this document I found on Google, which is all about the modifications they made, and there's no detail. It just says this is what they did: add a switch here, add a pull lever here, add these things. And one of them was modify lower wing fairing. So it got me looking a bit more, and basically the reason I was thinking this was incorrect was because in the Iconic Air set you get a jig, and the jig tells you to drill 2 holes to mount the beam off of, and I've managed to rub one of them out, but yeah, one of the holes is around about here, and the other one is here. You can see I've got it marked there. Sorry, it's about here. It's in the, it lines up basically with that hole there pretty much. So it's here and here hanging off this beam. But if you move them up slightly, they will go into the wing. But also, if you look at this image here, you can see that there is no wing fairing, as they suggested in the description on the other document I've got. And they've added this strip here, obviously, to finish the wing fairing coming backwards. So, or that's just actually to hold the skin to the fuselage, I don't know. But there is actually, if you look at, you can go onto a website and look at close-up pictures of Just Jane in refurbishment. I know Just Jane's a Mark 7, but hey, it's a wing, it's a Lancaster. And I've always commented that there's no rivet detail on here, and I felt there should be. It looks like there's not. There's actually a fairing that goes on there, which is like an L-shaped section which goes around. So that could be something we'll have to make and add on afterwards to cover the joint. But anyway, I digress. So I started looking at this and thinking, hang on a minute, this wing doesn't come down enough. So I started looking at some images of Lancasters, which I've done today for about an hour and a half. As I say, I seem to spend more time looking at pictures of bloody Lancasters than making them. And I found a picture of a FM212. If you go and look at it yourself, FM212 being restored in Canada, and it looks pretty much like this. The bottom of the wing is kind of halfway up that stiffening rib. Okay, so FM212 is a Mark 10, as we know. Well, then you go and look at Just Jane. Just Jane's a Mark 7. Yeah, this lower section of this wing is practically at the bottom of this rib, this member here, and the tip is basically sat on the top of it. So it leads me to think, did the Mark 1, Mark 3, Mark 7, whatever, have a different wing section than the Mark 10? It may well have done, who knows? But that's basically what I found, and it's becoming more and more apparent with this thing that it's modelled off of a Mark 10. I also noticed today, I think this window's too big, and I also think it's too close to the wing, but that's another subject. But yeah, so I'm wondering if the wing on a Mark 10 is actually in a different position than it is on a Mark 1 or a Mark 3. And this book makes it look like that could well be the case. So that was where my comments came from. So my suggestion is, if you want to make it more accurate looking, if you look at the way these hinges go, it looks like they're more higher up on the beam than the Iconic Air kit would have you fit them. Now, I can kind of understand in a way why Graham's done this. Eduard do this all the time. They will sacrifice a little accuracy for the ease of the construction. And remember, a lot of people will build this and have the wings sliding on and off. So if Graham had told you to fit this with these members further up and going into the wing, then when you wouldn't have been able to slide the wing on and off, and people would have moaned then, oh, you've made my kit so I can't bloody display it, blah, 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 blah. So I basically think that's what you should do. I think you should mount that with basically the hole further up, so you actually get to cut a slot in the bottom of the wing and add this piece of aluminium section here, or aluminum section, that actually gets it to fit, that makes it look correct. So anyway, that's my 2 cents, and I'm sticking to it. The other thing I noticed is missing on the kit is these cable cutters. I've seen that mentioned on a few lengths. They've got these cable cutters on the wings, and they don't seem to appear in any kit. So that's why I said that. And so yes, it would appear these are Castro forged aluminium, and yes, these need to go up higher. But like I say, just like Eduard do, Eduard will make an incorrectly shaped instrument panel to fit an incorrectly shaped instrument panel in the kit. Because if they didn't, modelers that just want to buy a photo etch kit and slap it on will say it doesn't fit. The perfect example is the HK Models B17. We all know it's got a round nose, therefore it's got a round instrument panel. The Eduard instrument panel is made to fit that plastic part, so it's round, whereas it should be flat across the top. So, you know, that's where you get. So there's additions you can add to detail kits, and there's modifications you can make to make them more accurate. What Graham's produced with this Dambuster set for the HK Lancaster is brilliant, because it's all there and it's all great. Now, I'm just saying that what I'm going to do is mount these a little further up, and if I need to, what I will do is I'll put some deeper pins on the front and some shallow pins on the back, so I can actually unclip them, and then I'll be able to slide the wing off. So yeah, watch this space and see how we get on with that. So without further ado, I'm going to show you what I have been working on today, and this has taken me quite a while. And I've got all the holes drilled in the Bombay floor, and I've done it according to this and according to one photograph I've got from Google, which is of a restored aircraft in, was it Australia? And basically it had all these holes. Now, one of the photographs I had, which I thought didn't have any holes, I looked and I noticed when I zoomed it right up, I could see they were all taped over. So that may have been an external museum piece at one stage, and they taped all the holes up to stop birds getting in there. Who knows? So yeah, so that's what I've done. And basically, when you see it with the side on, that's how it looks. So it's like I was saying yesterday about, you know, you've got the restrictions of your injection moulding adding to the thickness of everything, but it still looks like those holes are inboard of the outer sheet metalwork. So yeah, and if you notice, it all looks very thin. This is quite a chunk of plastic here. It all looks very thin the way I've done it. And what I've done is on the back, every single hole is hollowed out. Yeah, it kind of looks like a chunk of cheese, doesn't it? Or one of those stones, what's it called, the stone you rub your feet with. So yeah, so what I'll do now, this area here needs to be built up anyway. The area of the floor here was thicker between the spars, because the actual wing members went through there. So yeah, so I'll build that up anyway, paint the inside of it matte black, and then when you look at that on the back, it will be, well, it will kind of look like, it's easy to show you with the book, it'll look like that. So you'll see it just looks like all like a thin sheet metal. And I'll also add some of my I don't know if you've seen it, I can't remember if I put the video up. I've done some HGW rivets on the cockpit floor, and I'm going to do the same on here. So you'll have a very, very faint rivet pattern. And what I might do, just to add a bit of interest, where these beams were removed, there's one here and one there, the bomb loading, the bomb steady beams, I may use Archer rivets there because they're slightly heavier. So that'll give a sort of contrast between the normal light rivets that haven't been touched and then these that have all been drilled out and everything. So I should imagine they drilled them out and then replaced them with just put rivets in there with nothing behind them. So yeah, there we go. So thanks for watching. Sorry it's only been a very, very short one and not very informative, but all I can say is watch this space, because I'm looking forward to the Wingnut Wings Lancaster. I think that's going to be an absolutely stunning kit. I think that'll be, hopefully it's coming this year, it'll be my kit of 2019. It'll probably be the kit of the decade. So anyway, there we go. Thanks for watching. If you like this, please like and subscribe. And also, I'm getting the feeling you guys are getting a bit sort of Lancastered out. So I'm going to do something else now. And I'm going to do it right now, which isn't right now as you're looking at, it's right now for me, which is 6:15 on Wednesday the 20th of February 2019. So bye for now, thanks for looking in, and I'll see you all soon.